Hey guys, welcome back to Life Up Education TV. I'm your host Natsune. Today is another episode of ASK Natsune Show. And before we move on, this is my book, The Game of Self-Domination. So if you haven't checked it yet, go check it on my website, lifeupeducationtv.com. That being said, let's start. Okay, so I prepared, I would say 5 different tweets that we can go over today. Okay, the first one goes, after you talked shit about me, did your life get better, or are you still a miserable bitch? Okay, so it's an interesting quote, and this is so true. Like, the thing is, like, when someone talks something harmful to you, like, it's not saying about you, it's saying about how their demand, the judge's demand, like whoever who wants to hurt you by saying harmful thing, like they need love, they're crying, like to say, like, please feel sorry for me, like, do something for me. Like, it doesn't say anything about you, like, fundamentally, because they don't know you, but it has to do more with their demand. And I think one of the things that I try to practice lately is, like, in economics there's this concept of, like, or statistic, like you have a testing, right? And then when you test, you don't have to test like the world, like the full sample, but if you gather random samples and then you test it, then hypothesis kind of represents what the kind of result you're likely to get from the bigger population. And the same thing happens here. I feel like when I happen to hear a critics or even hate comments from someone, I also kind of like roll with humility. Like, I also kind of like see what could be, like, of that statement, what could it be, like, true, right? Like, truth for, not for me, but for other people. Like, how is the market, like, seeing, like, how could that be the reflection of the market opinion rather than this person's insecurity opinion? So that's something you can do. And okay, next one we go. The reason many people in our society are miserable, sick, and highly stressed is because of an unhealthy attachment to things that they have no control over. And this is a quote from someone named Steve Maraboli. And no, yeah, I mean, this is exactly what it is. I think stressful people focus on what they can't control, and also they focus on what they don't have instead of focusing on what they can control and what they have, right? Like, because if you focus on the latter, like the latter, where you focus on, like, how amazing is this that I have this and this and that, and then whatever happened, what can I do from here, right? Like, if you focus on those two things, your life just, like, dramatically changes. Like, from there you only go this way. Like, never look back, never regret. Like, from there it's only optimism, like practical optimism. So that's what I usually deploy in my daily life too, and I highly recommend you to do that same thing. Okay, the next one. When I get this depressed, I remind myself that I'm not as miserable as someone else. Well, there's a person name. Imagine hating yourself and others that much. Woof, I'm breast. Okay, so I picked up this tweet because, I was thinking the other day, like, the thing is, like, I noticed that I don't have the ego, or I don't have this, I guess, at the core, I don't have that, like, selfishness to wish that someone being miserable for me because I'm not happy. Like, the thing is, like, I don't expect you to be happy only when you follow my guidance, you know what I mean? Like, I don't expect you to be happy only when I'm happy, only when I can teach you how to live in my term, and then you copying that, right? Like, I understand that your life is your life and my life is my life, so I don't expect you to, like, be happy in my term. Like, I want you to find your own happiness. And I think when you approach things from this perspective, like when someone, so apparently this person is saying like, when I get depressed, I remind myself that I'm not as miserable as this famous person. I think when you have that perspective, you kind of notice, oh, okay, well, I'm glad. Like, I'm glad that I could contribute to this person's happiness, like one way or another. Like in this case, it's not the admiration that inspired this person to be happier, but it's the opposite. It's this person is basically choosing me as like non-role model that this person doesn't want to become, right? But in the end of the day, indirectly, you're still helping that person, because by giving that person another perspective and example of being, like this person realize, like could come to the conclusion that you're giving that person to be happy, permission to be happy, right? So you're still contributing. And for me, this is why I said, like, I don't expect you to be happy in my term. Like, as long as you're happy and as long as you find your own happiness and truth and the way, like, if you figure out how to be, like, happy, regardless of what I am in that picture, like, I should be happy for you because you're happy, right? Like, in the end of the day, that's what matters. So that's what I wanted to talk about in this tweet. So I brought it up. Okay, the next one. I feel miserable right now. Man, life sucks. I want to talk to some people, but they hate me, so it's not worth it. Ooh, okay, so I think this is another, like, crying, like, you know, please pay attention to me, please help me, like, right, like, life should be this way, like, you know, I'm weak, like, please take care of me, like, please accept me. But, like, I mean, everybody has their own problems. Like, your problem doesn't mean anything to anyone except to yourself. So no one's gonna come help. Like, the only person who can help you is you. So, you know, don't be a victim, really. Like, that's my message. Like, everything is your fault. Like, if you're not providing value to someone else, like, why the hell does anyone else want to help you anyways? Like, everybody has their own shit. So, you know, when I looked at this tweet, victimization, like, you know, the only thing I could come up with was like, I don't feel sorry for you. You're feeling sorry for yourself, but I don't. Like, I got my own shit. And then, you know, if you're not willing, like, if you are not in this life with the work ethic, with the willingness to, like, you know, fail, get up, go, like, positivity, like, why do I have to, like, you know, carry you with me? Like, you gotta keep up with me, right? So that's what I would say. Okay, I had another one probably. Let's see. I'm gonna try to find it. If there's none, that was the end. Okay. Yeah, that was it. Okay. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.